This is not our usual storyline. This is the Lagos love story and more. It's a story of two people with origins from across continents and how they came together, fell in love, and together founded one of Lagos's most remarkable destinations.
My name is Millie Slade, and co-founder of Jara Beach Resort and Lagos Jara.
And my name is Mark Slade, other co-founder of Jara Beach Resort and Jollof by Jara restaurant.
I was born in the city of Donetsk in Ukraine.
And I was born in a small West Country town in the UK called Trowbridge.
Well, we moved to Nigeria primarily because we're Nigerian. But my dad, is a Nigerian man from Anambra State. He wanted his family to be here, and he wanted us to speak English and to really understand the culture. So it was part of the plan from when we were born. We knew that we were going to come down to Nigeria at some point, but it happened to be when I was 12. That was the transition that we made as a family.
After university, I was looking at what options I should pursue, whether I should head to the city in London, whether I should take a year off. And a work-life or work-travel balance seemed to make sense. So I accepted a job with a men's magazine called Made in 2008, where I was tasked with running the office, being responsible for everything except editorial. And that was a 6-month contract on Adela Deku in Lagos in VI. And never really looked back.
Good old online dating. Yes, we met on Tinder, which is, I guess, the modern way that people meet these days.
We certainly did then when we met 7-8 years ago. I'm not sure if they still do now, but we were a Tinder story, happened to match on a weekend, chatted for a day or two, and then met on a Tuesday night at La Taverna in Victoria Island, and saw each other every day since.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you.
I guess I saw this incredibly beautiful girl who I hadn't seen before. It turns out we had actually been at an event together in the past, but maybe hadn't met properly. I was just very keen to get to know her more and to understand if she was indeed real. I think she had her own similar thoughts about me equally as to whether you can believe what you see online. Was just very keen to know and to meet and to get to know her better.
Yeah, I think that I was not sure that his profile was real to start with, because I have not done any online dating before actually signing up to Tinder and meeting him within the first couple of days of being signed up on a platform, because I didn't even know what to expect. I was a little bit shy because I felt like, maybe it seems a little bit desperate that I'm online, looking for a boyfriend. And then when I met him and he invited me out for a drink, I was like, I remember my mom saying, I don't know. Are you sure, you're going on a date with this, person that you haven't met? But I said, you know what? It's worth a try. Let me see. And I did tell a couple of my friends to come on the day so that, they could save me if I needed saving. But they didn't show up. And thankfully, I didn't need saving because he was there. And that's how our story started.
So I think we always had friends perhaps who had beach houses, or there would be groups that would go out and invariably head towards sort of the Alashe direction on a boat, and we'd have a nice day out. We'd go to Takwa Bay and enjoy that space. But I think from a feeling of beach particularly. There's obviously different beach experiences, but for us, we definitely enjoy the low-key, relaxed version. And that's what actually led us in this direction with Aleko. So we closed a bar that we operated called Lotus, which was on Law School Road in VI for a few years, and basically used a little bit of the furniture and a bit of the proceeds, and we invested into what is very much a beach shack, a bamboo kind of hut that we enjoyed very much for a few years, and that's a 5-minute walk away from where we are today. So it was this structure, this building behind us that we saw when we were walking on the beach one day, and we just both looked at it, and I think we both just knew there was a feeling and there was a future here that we had to pursue. So I proposed at Little Zanzibar, which was our cute little rustic beach hut. I think we met in November, and I proposed from memory in about May, so it was around 6 months. And I think I knew within probably 1 or 2 that it was going to happen. So we spent a bit of time designing the ring and making sure that it was what it needed to be, so that she couldn't say no. And then prepared a book of our time together. I think it was the 6 months that was before, just to kind of highlight our memories and our time together. And then proposed, asked the big question, and fortunately she said yes.
It was definitely an immediate yes. I mean, I was hoping the question was gonna pop up at some point. I wasn't too sure it was gonna happen at that particular moment. Though he sort of made it very special, you know. He got catering in, there was a nice bottle of champagne.
Not a regular experience.
We're normally like proper beach bums, so we come in and we have very rustic experience where we just have a little bit of meat, some salad, and we just spend the day. And we spent nights there and days there without really worrying about, you know, maybe safety or security, or, you know, it was a very simple life, I would call it. And we just enjoyed it. We loved it. And we knew a lot of our friends would also like to have that experience of staying overnight as well. So that's kind of where naturally we transitioned into this. But the proposal was very surreal. I mean, it's something that you dream about, being proposed to, you know, by the ocean. And it was our story, waking up in the morning to sunrise and having our coffees together. It was just sort of a glimpse of the kind of life we're going to have. So yeah, I'm happy I made the right choice by saying yes.
So we are currently just past 6 years. So we just had our iron anniversary, and I think we're doing it in a very simple way. It feels like we both made the right decision. We're both living the life we wanted to lead, and yeah, I think we're growing together, learning together, respecting each other, spending time together. Yeah.
I think we're very lucky too, because not everyone gets to live a life together as a couple and also do business together and do it so naturally as we have been able to, because we have the same vision for what we want our life to be, for the way we want to grow in the same direction. So I think I do consider ourselves very, very lucky and blessed to have this opportunity. And we put our family first. I think that's the biggest thing. Everything that we do, we always consider our family. We always want to be together. We enjoy doing things together. So for us, it's just the way of life. Yeah. Yeah, I think it started a little bit because, of course, because we were in this area of Aleko, we really fell in love with the coastline. This place is very special, and not a lot of people have been here because it hasn't been as popular among tourists or even the locals. So for some time, it has for us, it has been an idea to bring more people here. Having the little hut, we've had a lot of friends and visitors coming around, but a lot of people really wanted to have that overnight experience. And in order to have that, we needed something more solid. So I think our usual walks along the beach brought us to this particular location, and we saw the building behind us. And for us, it was very instant connection we made with this building. We saw it, we felt like, wow, there is this rooms, just looking at the ocean. This is amazing. This is exactly what we would envision to have if we were to have a hotel in this location. Yeah. And then the conversation started, and you know, that's what is today we know as Jara Beach Resort.
So our journey has been completely unpredictable. Incredible highs, some pretty devastating lows, but the general feeling that it always gets better. We always improve. We always have somewhere that we're proud of, and whenever we leave the property, we know that we've left it better than how we found it. And we've trusted ourselves, we've trusted the people that we work with. We've grown a very significant team, yeah, I mean, I think the success is not starting a business, the success is remaining in business, and continually putting the efforts in the required modern day life, modern day business world. People look for quick wins, and this isn't one of those. This is something that ultimately, this is a lifestyle, this is an opportunity for us to grow something long term, yeah, very pleased and proud with what we've produced.
I think Jollof by Jara was, again, something natural that was a transition from a little bit from the hotel side into more the restaurant side, because as a little company, because the name of our company is actually Little Company with Big Dreams, we knew that we wanted to expand in the hospitality sector at some point. And, you know, at this stage, we just felt like we didn't want to add anything else to Jara. And then we found the location that was perfect for Jollof by Jara. The name of it we already had in mind, the concept we already had in mind, because we really focus on experiences and making memories, and we always wanted to do something with heart and, you know, with feeling, with passion. So we thought, okay, it's got to be authentic. We want to focus on Nigerian food because we're in Nigeria. We want people to enjoy. We want to cater to, you know, the everyone really, you know. So that is where really the idea came from. And then we went to work very quickly, the same as we did with this project. As soon as we found the location, we already had an idea of how we wanted to design it and how we wanted to present it to the public.
That journey was quite similar to this, in the fact that we kind of, the idea was there, but there was nothing planned. And then when we saw a particular location, it was, okay, this feels like it makes sense and this fits. And then everything kind of just rapidly happened thereafter, which we're First one is guest experience. Every single thing we do is about the guest, no matter how small or big. And we remind our staff of that on a regular basis, is no matter what they're doing, we're obviously here to serve the guests who have spent their money, come to enjoy. We obviously have to make sure they're considered front and center. Number two is communication. So everything is solved with us speaking to each other. And we try to encourage that very openly. We have a very flat hierarchy. And in general, that works very well. Number three is consideration. So the idea, again, being hospitable that we are, everything is about considering other people, whether it's staff, whether it's the guests, ultimately putting guests and the company first, ahead of ourselves. And fourth is consistency. So it's the ability of consistently doing the same thing day in, day out, and only improving. So from a perspective of kitchen shifts, making sure the breakfast is as good, if not better, on a Friday than it was on a Monday, or same thing with our cocktail of the day, or our general drink service, or the general experience. So I think those probably capture our four focuses as much as our values as well. We're obviously family run, family focused, and we want to make sure that we're providing wholesome family experiences.
I think the only one thing I can add to that is the environmental sustainability. It's a very big part of what we're doing here is trying to create a sustainable business, trying to respect our environment, trying to make sure that we don't hurt our environment. So we do recycle, we use solar power, we use wind power, we use solar tanks in the rooms.
Yeah.
We try to do everything in our power to make sure that we can build a business that we can be proud of from the environmental standpoint.
Yeah.
Buscaba una así y por fin te conseguí.